their gossip, their envy, their plots. Allah just hijacked their evil to fuel your destiny. These three supernatural ways Allah turns attacks into secret power. 2. Made Prophet Yusuf unstoppable. Your enemies are unwittingly promoting you. What they mean for harm, Allah uses for good life. Often brings moments when people plot against us, try to bring us down, or throw obstacles in our path. It can feel unfair and deeply painful, especially when harm comes from those we once trusted. But as believers, we are reminded that what others intend for our harm, Allah can transform into a source of immense good. This powerful truth is beautifully illustrated in the story of Prophet Yusuf, a.s. He was betrayed by his own brothers, sold into slavery, wrongfully imprisoned, and forgotten. Yet, through every hardship, Allah was orchestrating a greater plan. The same well into which Yusuf was thrown led to a chain of events that elevated him to a position of authority in Egypt. Eventually, he became a means of saving his family and many others during a time of famine. His trials were not roadblocks, they were stepping stones to his destiny. This pattern repeats throughout our lives. When people betray you, lie about you, or try to hold you back, know that their actions cannot override Allah's wisdom and mercy. Even in the middle of heartbreak, rejection, or failure, Allah is capable of bringing out blessings you never imagined. What seems like a delay or detour might be the exact path that leads you to growth, wisdom, and success. The Quran reminds us in Surah Yusuf 12:100, when Prophet Yusuf, a.s., says, "Indeed, my Lord is subtle in what he wills. Indeed, it is he who is the knowing, the wise." This shows that Allah's plans are often hidden, unfolding slowly and silently, but they are always wise and purposeful. So if you're going through hardship caused by others, don't despair. Like Prophet Yusuf, a.s., your story isn't over. Keep your faith firm, your heart clean from bitterness, and trust in Allah's promise. One day, you'll look back and realize that every wound led to healing, every loss brought gain, and every betrayal paved the way for your rise. Allah never wastes the pain of a believer. What others meant to break you, Allah uses to build you. Allah tests you to build inner strength. Hardship is not punishment, it's preparation. When life becomes difficult, it's natural to wonder, why is this happening to me? Many people mistake trials as signs of Allah's displeasure, but in reality, hardships are often signs of His care. Allah does not test us to break us, but to build us. Every hardship carries within it the potential for growth, wisdom, and spiritual elevation. Hardship is not a punishment, it's preparation. Just like muscles grow stronger through resistance, the soul strengthens through challenges. Allah knows our true potential, and He uses tests to bring it out. Through difficulties, we learn patience, resilience, and trust in Allah. These qualities cannot be developed when everything is easy and comfortable. The lives of the prophets are filled with trials, yet they were the most beloved to Allah. Prophet Ayub, a.s., suffered severe illness, yet he remained grateful. Prophet Musa, a.s., faced rejection and fear, yet he continued to lead with courage. And Prophet Muhammad endured loss, insults, and battles, but his character remained unmatched. These tests weren't signs of weakness or divine anger. They were part of their training, their preparation for greatness. Allah tells us in the Quran, "Do the people think that they will be left to say, 'We believe,' and they will not be tested?" Surah Al-Ankabut 29-2. This verse reminds us that faith is not just a word. It's proven through endurance, perseverance, and trust in Allah during tough times. So when you're tested, whether through loss, loneliness, health issues, or any other trial, don't see it as a setback. See it as a setup for something greater. Allah is strengthening your heart, sharpening your character, and preparing you for blessings that require a stronger version of you. Remember, gold is purified in fire. Likewise, your trials are purifying and preparing you. Stay firm, stay grateful, and know that Allah never burdens a soul beyond what it can bear. You are being built, not broken. Their jealousy is proof of your blessings. They envy what Allah has given you. When people envy you, it's not always because you've done something wrong. It's often because you're doing something right. Jealousy is a silent confession. It reveals that you have something others wish they had, whether it's your peace, success, faith, talent, or even your presence. Instead of feeling discouraged by their envy, recognize it as a sign that Allah has blessed you in ways that are visible, undeniable, and sometimes deeply resented by others. Jealousy doesn't arise from emptiness. It arises from someone seeing light in you that they feel is missing in themselves. When they can't ignore your growth, they begin to resent it. But here's the truth. Their jealousy is not your problem. It's their test. And it's also your reminder that Allah has favored you in ways worth protecting and being grateful for. The Quran tells us in Surah Al-Falaq to seek refuge in Allah from the envy of the envier and from the evil of the envier when he envies. Surah Al-Falaq 113:5. This verse is a powerful acknowledgement that envy is real and harmful, but also something that Allah can protect you from. Even Prophet Yusuf, a.s., faced the envy of his own brothers, not because of anything he did wrong, but because of the love and favor Allah had given him. Their jealousy led them to plot against him, but in the end, their plan only helped fulfill Allah's greater purpose for him. So if you're feeling the weight of people's envy, whether it comes through subtle comments, cold behavior, or outright hostility, know this: their jealousy is proof that you're blessed. Protect your blessings through gratitude, humility, and constant remembrance of Allah. Don't dim your light to make others comfortable. Instead, shine with sincerity, knowing that Allah is the source of your blessings, and He will continue to elevate you, regardless of who resents it. Silence is your weapon. Let Allah fight for you. Your dignity is unshakable. In a world where everyone feels the need to respond, argue, and defend themselves, silence has become a rare and powerful act. When people attack your character, spread falsehoods, or try to provoke you, the ego wants to retaliate. But the soul knows better. Choosing silence isn't weakness, it's strength. It's trusting that your worth isn't defined by their noise, but by your relationship with Allah. Silence is a shield. It protects your energy, your focus, and most importantly, your dignity. When you refuse to stoop to the level of your critics, you rise above them. Allah sees the injustice. He hears what's whispered behind closed doors, and He promises to be the defender of those who remain patient and rely on Him. The Quran says, "Indeed, Allah defends those who believe." Surah Al-Hajj 22:38. This is not a call to be passive, but a reminder that you don't have to fight every battle with words. Sometimes the best response is no response, because Allah is already handling what you cannot see. Look at the example of Prophet Muhammad. He was insulted, mocked, and slandered, but he responded with silence, wisdom, and dignity. His calmness wasn't submission, it was control. It was a deep trust in Allah's justice, a confidence that truth doesn't need to shout to be known. When you remain silent in the face of slander, you're allowing Allah to speak on your behalf, and His voice is louder, clearer, and more powerful than yours could ever be. He will raise you in the eyes of the right people and expose the intentions of the wrong ones, without you having to say a single word. So hold your head high. Let your silence speak volumes. Let your character shine brighter than any rumor, and let your dignity remain unshakable, because Allah never abandons the one who trusts Him to fight their unseen battles. Patience, Saber, is your superpower. Every moment of endurance elevates you in a world that demands instant results and quick relief. Patience is a rare and powerful virtue. It's not about passively waiting, it's about actively trusting. Saber is the strength to endure without losing faith, to remain grounded when everything around you is shaking, and to choose peace over panic. In Islam, patience isn't just a moral quality, It's a superpower that leads to reward, growth, and elevation. Allah constantly reminds us of the importance of sabr in the Quran. It's mentioned more than 90 times, often tied to success, guidance, and divine support. Allah says, "Indeed, Allah is with the patient." Surah Al-Baqarah 2:153. This powerful verse assures us that when we choose patience, we're never alone. Allah's help is closest to those who persevere, who endure the storm without letting it turn them bitter or hopeless. Every trial you go through, every tear you hold back for the sake of Allah, every injustice you silently bear, none of it is wasted. With every moment of sabr you rise. You build strength, deepen your faith, and move closer to Allah. What others see as you staying quiet is really you guarding your soul and trusting your Lord. Think of the prophets. Prophet Ayyub, A.S., suffered illness and loss for years, but never lost hope. His patience made him a symbol of faith across generations. Prophet Muhammad endured personal loss, mockery, and battles, but his patience built a nation and transformed the world. So when life tests you, remind yourself, this is not a punishment, it's a process. With each moment you stay firm. You're growing spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. Patience doesn't mean weakness, it means choosing a higher path. Hold on, stay calm, keep believing, because sabr isn't just getting through the trial, it's what transforms you into someone stronger, wiser, and closer to Allah. And that transformation is the true victory. Allah replaces every loss with something greater. Trust His divine exchange. Loss is one of life's most painful experiences. Whether it's the loss of a loved one, a relationship, a job, or a dream. In those moments, it's easy to feel like something has been taken away from you unfairly. But as believers, we are reminded again and again, when Allah takes something away, it is never without purpose. His plans are never random. What feels like an ending to us is often the beginning of something better, even if we can't see it yet. Allah's divine exchange is rooted in His perfect wisdom. He removes what we think we need and replaces it with what will truly benefit us, spiritually, emotionally, and eternally. Sometimes He removes people who would have harmed our future. Sometimes He closes doors to guide us toward ones we never considered. His replacements may not come immediately, but they always come with greater meaning and reward. The Quran reassures us, perhaps you hate a thing and it is good for you, and perhaps you love a thing and it is bad for you. And Allah knows, while you know not. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:216. This verse is a reminder that our perspective is limited, but Allah's knowledge is infinite. He sees the full picture while we only see a small frame. The story of Salama, R.A., the wife of the Prophet Muhammad, is a powerful example. After losing her beloved husband Abu Salama, she thought no one could ever replace him. But she made a heartfelt dua, asking Allah to give her something better in return. And Allah gave her the Prophet Muhammad as her new husband. So if you're grieving a loss, don't despair. Your heartache has not gone unnoticed by Allah. Trust His wisdom. Let go with faith, not fear. The replacement may not look the same, but it will be better in ways that matter most. Allah's exchanges are not equal. They are always greater. When He removes something, it's only to make space for something far more beautiful. You are protected by the controller of all things. No scheme can override Allah's plan for you. In moments of fear, betrayal, or uncertainty, it's easy to feel vulnerable, like the world is closing in, and people's schemes might ruin everything. But as a believer, you are never truly unprotected. Your shield is not your status, your intelligence, or your strategy. It is the one who controls all things. Allah, Al-Muhaymin, the guardian, the protector, the watcher over all. No plot against you can succeed unless Allah wills it. No one can harm you, delay your success, or take what is meant for you. The hearts of people, The unfolding of events and the outcomes of every plan are all in Allah's control. And when you are under His protection, you are untouchable in the ways that matter most. Allah reminds us in the Quran, "And they plan, and Allah plans, and Allah is the best of planners." Surah Al-Imran 3:54. This verse is a powerful reassurance. Even when people conspire in secret, Allah is aware, and His plan is always superior. While others operate from a place of malice, ego, or fear, Allah's plan is rooted in wisdom, mercy, and justice. The life of Prophet Musa, A.S., is a striking example. As a baby, he was placed in a basket on the Nile to escape Pharaoh's slaughter of children. It seemed like an act of desperation, yet Allah's plan led him to be raised in the palace of the very man trying to kill him. Who but Allah could arrange such protection, where danger becomes safety and fear turns into divine favor? So if you feel targeted, outnumbered, or overwhelmed, remember who your true protector is. You don't need to know how everything will unfold. You just need to know that Allah is in control. Trust Him. Rest in the knowledge that your life, your path, and your purpose are guarded by the one who never sleeps, never forgets, and never fails. You are protected, and nothing and no one can override the destiny Allah has written for you. Remember, no plot, no gossip, no attack can break you when Allah is your protector. Their jealousy is proof of your blessings. Their schemes are just steps in Allah's greater plan for you. Stand firm, trust in Him, and watch how He turns their harm into your victory. If this reminder strengthened your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more empowering reminders. Drop a comment below. What trial has Allah turned into a blessing for you? Until next time, keep rising, keep trusting, and never forget, when Allah is with you, no one can stand against you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So when life tests you, remind yourself, this is not a punishment, it's a process. With each moment you stay firm, you're growing spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. Patience doesn't mean weakness, it means choosing a higher path.